All right. So that video has gotten millions of views, and I see why. My hair did look real good. Okay. It was perfect. Perfect blend, perfect color, perfect layers, the volume, all of that. And if you are wondering how I was able to achieve that look, I'm going to show you exactly what I did. That is actually a Kinky Straight unit, started at 16-inch. I did, of course, custom color it because it came in 1B, and I also added the layers. But I'm going to show you today, walk you through step by step exactly what products I use as far as shampoo and conditioner, just to ensure the hair is like lightweight, has body and movement. I'm going to show you my exact curling technique, the flat iron that I use, how I do my curls, and how I'm able to preserve those curls. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so before we get started, let's talk about how a good press that has a lot of body and movement starts at the shampoo bowl. This right here is super essential. It is the Tresemme Deep Cleansing Shampoo. Super, super important, because what you don't want to run into is using a shampoo that is too heavy that causes a buildup on the hair, because then your final look will definitely be impacted. So yeah, definitely check out this shampoo here. Also, this Pantene conditioner is super lightweight as well, makes the hair soft, and I think you'll like it. This is not my first go-to. I'll actually post right here a picture of the Pantene that I prefer, but this would still work. And then also this unbrush, super important when you are also doing your shampoo. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm not really a huge product junkie, so I don't use tons of different products. All right. Shampoo. You want to make sure you always shampoo going in a downward motion. You never want to like do this to the hair and ball it up. And I am actually going to complete the shampoo process 2 times. All right, so I'm gonna work this conditioner through, get my unbrush. Definitely want to always detangle. And you don't necessarily have to let this conditioner sit on hair extensions. I just find that hair extensions tend to hold products almost too well. And like I said, we don't want to feel any product on the hair that's going to take away from the body. So as long as you kind of brush it through, detangle it, then you could go ahead and rinse it right out. So the next super important essentials that you will need is a mannequin head and definitely a tripod, because I'm telling you now, if you're trying to do this on your head, like with a wig on your head, it is going to be way more difficult. You kind of want to feel like you're just kind of like doing your homegirl hair or something like that when you put the wig on the mannequin. So you can get these on Amazon. Even if you can't find this exact mannequin, a styrofoam head will actually work very well. Then we are gonna go ahead and blow dry the unit. And then the next super important essential is a blow dryer that has a comb attachment on it. Definitely need this. It's gonna make your job way easier. Right, so as you can see, the hair is super light, it's fluffy, it actually moves. You can see that lets you know there is no product buildup on it. The cap is dry. Definitely want to make sure your cap is dry, because you would hate to do all that work curling and stuff and it reverse right back. Now your next super important essentials is going to be a professional grade flat iron. I have my Go Sleek flat iron. It heats up to 470. Definitely need that for textured hair extensions. And then to create that volume, excuse my different color Velcro rollers, but I have my like medium and jumbo size Velcro rollers. I even have a couple of pins because sometimes the Velcro rollers don't always stick like I need them to. Have my rat tail comb, super important. And then a light holding spray. I really don't use a lot of product, but I'm going to use a little bit today. Now, normally what I would do is go through and press this wig out bone straight. And then I would go back through it again a second time and actually put the curls in. Well, I noticed the last time that when I actually went through and did all that, it was almost too straight and I really didn't like that look. So in order to get the volume, as what we saw in the viral video, I actually only did a one pass curl and then I put the Velcro rollers in and then I let it sit like a few days until I was ready to wear it. I think that really set the curls off perfectly. But what I will say is because I only did that one pass curl, it was easier to revert and for the curls to drop. But then I was also fighting humidity that day. Like it's just hard to say, you know, why it did not last as long as I would like to. But I definitely had a nice like curl, volume, and body at least 3 days until I went to the gym. So let's go ahead, jump right into the styling, show you guys exactly how I curl it. And since I am doing the one pass curl, I am not going to take a lot of tracks at once because I still want the hair to get kind of straight. I just didn't want it bone straight. I do have my flat iron on 470, so it's actually all the way up. And I always curl going more like in or backwards, if that kind of makes sense. And then when I get to the opposite side, this side goes inward. And as you can see, this iron is just kind of gliding through the hair. It's so much easier for it to do that when you don't have a lot of product on it. My wig is moving a little bit too much. I have a wig pin at the top, but you may want to invest in a wig pin or a pack of wig pins. That way your wig won't move around. I'm gonna stick this in. There we are. Okay, so now it's not moving anymore. So now that I'm kind of midways through, I actually start kind of holding my flat iron a little bit different to curl. And this is how you're going to kind of get that volume so your hair is not flat. I actually curl with the flat iron going up. See how that hair kind of sits up off the base so it's not so flat. The idea of what this is looking like. We got one more side to knock on out, and then we'll add our Velcro rollers. And that's actually when I'll add a little bit of the holding spray as well. Now we have to make these 8 Velcro rollers. I think I have 9. That's all I could find. We have to make that work. Holding spray. Not too much. We don't want it crunchy. Still want our movement. All right, so we have the curls all set, jumbo Velcro rollers so that we can have that volume that we want. Gonna let this set overnight. And I'm so excited to see what this is gonna turn out like. So if you were ever wondering how I get the body, the volume, and the movement, that's exactly how. But let's wait till tomorrow and see how this turns out. All right, y'all. So my wig has been rolled actually a few days more than I actually wanted, but it's okay. The curls should actually be perfect. But I'm going to show you exactly how I curl my front so that this too also has the volume. Let's go ahead and do that. And I really hate when I have to put heat in my hair, but I gotta do it today. And to keep my edges healthy, normally what I will try to do is limit heat styling to like 1 or no more than 2 times a month. And honestly, if it starts to like swell, like how it looks now, I just leave it like that and just maybe wear like a headband or something like that. But certainly I always cover my hair at night with my silk turban just so I don't dry my edges out. We don't want them to be dry and crunchy and breaking off and stuff like that. But it actually helps that I don't like perfect edges necessarily. So it just doesn't require me to actually have to constantly be putting heat on my leave out. My arm. All right, so I always curl it going back. Just kind of do big curls. All right, now here's the exciting part. Let's go ahead and put this wig on so y'all can see how boom this is about to be. This is definitely for my girls that like volume. So I am not gonna hook my straps. I feel like it makes my wig like way tighter, so I'm not gonna use them. Pull that up. I'm gonna hook in like one of the teeth to make sure it's very comfortable. You should never put on a half wig and feel the combs. It should always be comfortable. Okay. Now the fun part. All right, y'all. So this is how you pull off the half wig with the volume. You know, it's giving 90s spine, I think. I kind of like love that vibe, you know. But yeah, don't worry about my edges. I'm not putting nothing on them. I actually prefer like super natural looking edges. I don't want a lot of product. But I think it goes perfect with the big hair. But like I said, keep in mind, because I only did a one pass, that this may not hold as long as I would like it to. So if you don't want it as like big with the volume, go through it one time, press it really good, then go back through and do the curls. It'll probably look a lot silkier than what I actually have here, but I am absolutely loving this. I would love to know what you think about it. Will you be trying this? Do you think you like something a little more silkier? Let me know your thoughts. By the way, if you're interested in a half wig and you would like to pull this look off, I'm wearing the 16-inch Kinky Straight Half Wig. I'll definitely link that down below. Make sure you go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you on the next video.